Namaste. Nan. John Hai, which basically means in Hindi, hello, my name is John. Kind of like how you're doing. All right. Let's get right to it. I just had an Indian student who same day lay in Australia, and he banged his first white woman who is really hot. And this topic is going to talk about the difference between SMV, because you're going to learn a lot in this video. Before that, he banged a Brazilian. And out of all dating coaches, John Elite is the only one who can get Indian men laid. In Daygame, name another coach who has more than one fucking laid testimonials in Daygame for Indian men. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. For Daygame, John Elite has non-stop Indian testimonials. The fuck? People are like showing up and disappearing, but fuck them. Maybe I'll make this video again. If that's the case, I'm going to make another video and I'm going to delete this one. Or maybe I can keep it. All right, let's get to it. I don't have time for waste. Let's start teaching the class. So, now that you know that I'm the only one who can get Indian men laid in Daygame, I wrote a chart. Believe it or not, the reason why Indian men have multiple SMVs, multiple levels, is because they have different skin color. A white person is always going to have bright skin. An Asian's always going to look yellowish. Every other race, Latino's going to look like this, Persian's going to look like that. But for Indian men, for some reason, they have many, many different skin colors. They can go from very, very fair, as they call it, fair, very light, or it can go very dark. This is why their SMV changes. So we'll be going down the chart here. So I put white, black, Latinos, Middle Easterns, Pakistanis. Yes, Pakistanis do very well in Daygame with women. Whitewash Indian. Short black, curry Indians. It's not to insult you. It's just brutal honesty. It just means that when you're a negative stereotype, you'd be treated like one. And the last one is Asians. Obviously, there are some Indians that do look like Asians, the Northern Indians. Trust me, I know everything about your culture. Okay? Whoever is there, namaste, what's up? You can never look white, no matter what. But however, if you look black and you're Indian, we're talking about the Sri Lankans, the darker skinned Indians, you will get an 8 out of 10 SMV. Does that make sense? If you look black for some unknown reason and you're Indian, you will still, if you're tall and strong, you'll still have the same SMV as all the other races. I'll get to your questions in a second, but keep them coming. I'll be reading them as soon as I go there. You know my old roommate, Latino. He's not Latino, but he has very fair skin. He looks like he has very bright skin. And when you see his skin is glowing for an Indian guy, you can't even tell that he is Indian. So what happens is for his SMV, it's actually 7 out of 10. So if you look black, it's 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Let's see. I'm not Indian, I'm Spanish. Okay, no problem. White girls with Asian guys. Great. So, having said that, now that I read your comment, I can't see without glasses. I'm not wearing fucking glasses. So if you're an Indian guy and you look black, you get 8 out of 10 SMV if you got muscles and height. Doesn't matter. If you're Latino looking, which is my old roommate looks Latino, guess what? 7 out of 10. His girlfriend is Latina. So it doesn't even matter about your accent. This is a big lie. If you're a curry Indian, right? Number 2 out of 10 right here. Curry Indian. You don't have to be Indian to watch this video. You'll learn a lot. If you're curry Indian here and you have a Curry Indian accent, guess what happens? Women can stereotype people. They like to, categorize people. Asians, if you look like an Asian negative stereotype, you get categorized as one. And obviously, I don't dress like a negative stereotype Asian. Most people think I'm very whitewashed. The way I talk like a white guy. They can't tell the difference. So this is one thing to keep in mind. And I'm always getting advice, John, what about Indian men? It's so tough for them. And you look at this chart. Whitewash Indian men, 4 out of 10. What the fuck am I talking about? What do you mean that Indians can be whitewashed? Let me ask you guys a question. When you look at the Indians, the guy who's really good with women, the guys who marry white women, are they whitewashed? Do they dress like a white person, a male model kind of person? Do they have this kind of hairstyle? And the answer is often yes. Are they tall? Have they lost their accent? Have they assimilated with society? And the answer is absolutely. So to say that Indian is having it hard, I want to tell you guys that's complete bullshit. Brown is the new black. Brown is the new black. And over here in the chart, I put 6 out of 10. Okay, 6 out of 10. If you look Pakistani, and Pakistanis are really known to have a little bit darker skin, and they're more alpha. My mentor is Pakistani. When you look more alpha and whitewash, women are into you. So all these people are telling you that being Indian, right? Being Indian is a death sentence. No, they're only talking about the Benchod Indians, right here, the Curry Indians. If you look like another race, if you look Latino, you got light skin. If you look like a whitewash Indian, your natural status, so your status is broken up into 2 categories. Whenever people talk about, oh, it's all looks, money, and status, white people always says status equals, oh, my lifestyle, right? I don't have the status. Shut the fuck up. Shut the flying fuck up. Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's 2 types of status. 1, natural status, your race, this hierarchy. And number 2, it is your earned status, which is lifestyle, which is the money you make, which is the job you have. All this other shit can raise your SMV, but that's for a different topic altogether. Whatever you are on this chart, what I mean by that is because there are different variables for SMV. What is the best advice for Indian men? Curry fucking Indians. Stay the fuck away from this category. And that's the problem. Whenever I give them the advice, if you guys like it, give it a thumbs up, because this is going to be some real talk here. How many people is here? 4, good. This is going to be some real talk. Say hi, guys. What's up? This is going to be some real fucking talk. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't have time to sugarcoat shit. Like I said, my other student, when he's same day late, just like after 2 days after talking with me, and he's Indian in Australia, I'll be posting his testimonials soon. I'll be posting another video testimonial of another Indian guy who, is getting a few lays in India too. It works everywhere. After he's dressed like me, you're going to see for yourself. And when you look at my testimonial page, which is the front page, www.johnelite.com, guess what happens? Every single time you look at it, there's a lot of Indians. It's like, what the fuck? Is John the king of Indians? Does he know Indians better than other Indian dating coaches? The answer is yes, because the other Indian dating coaches have never got more than 1 lay testimonials for Indians, because they don't understand Indians, because they don't look Indian. They're like whitewash Indians, or they're like black looking Indians. That is not the same Indians as Curry Indians. So what can you do about it? Now that there's a number assigned to different type of races, for example, if it's 2 out of 10 for Curry Indians, I'm sorry, but if you are going to look like a negative stereotype and talk like a negative stereotype, you will be treated as a negative stereotype. There is no mercy. So what you want to do is to get yourself out of that fucking category. And my fashion right now, it doesn't mean like you can copy me and it works for you. Everyone has their own different clothing according to all my students. Some students won't even wear blazers when they're Indians, and you see this in future testimonials. You see them pulling or getting laid and shit like that in my boot camps. You're gonna be like, what the fuck, John? What the flying fuck? However, saying that, you want to stay away from any negative stereotype if you're Indian. You must do everything in your power not to have that type of things that they're going to associate with negative stereotypes. So if you're a black looking Indian and you get 8 out of 10 SMV or Latino looking, you're a positive stereotype. So what are the negative stereotypes? Think about it this way. You're like, oh, but I always hear this all the time. But John, I got an Indian accent. But you dress like a curry Indian. But John, I got an Indian accent. You dress like a curry Indian. Sorry. But when you dress like that, you're going to get all rejected like that. Because women, even in Europe or any other place, they don't know what race they are. And when my bootcamp students start dressing like the whitewashed Indians, 4 out of 10, some of the girls start asking, what's your ethnicity? She had no fucking clue. And he was like, oh my God, John, this is the happiest day of my life. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is it your happiest day? You just dress in my fashion. He said, she doesn't know what ethnicity I am. Because he's always been stereotyped. He's always been stereotyped. So the first thing you need to do as an Indian man is to break any negative stereotypes. First of all, what are the negative stereotypes associated with Indian men? It's always the same fucking stereotypes. Now, I'm going to be really hard on you guys. Number one is always the beard. Women love the beard. I hear this all the time. John, but women love the beard because it looks masculine. It doesn't look masculine. Sorry to tell you. It doesn't look masculine at all. You're just looking like a curry Indian. This is what they call Punjabis. You always see them with a turban and a big beard. So this stereotype is the Punjabi stereotype. It's a religious thing, and I get it. It makes a lot of sense. But you don't want to associate yourself with that kind of look. And also, you rather have a 5 o'clock shadow. You rather have a 5 o'clock shadow because a lot of you are thinking big beard. And you guys love the unibrow. There's always like a middle section to the eyebrows because you guys are very hairy. Not to be like insulting you, but you guys like how brutally honest I am. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. So, having said that, there's also another thing that you guys use. I use pomade on my hair. A lot of you guys, okay, let's just be real here. A lot of you guys use coconut oil. I know it. I fucking know it. Moroccan oil, coconut oil. You think I'm fucking stupid? I know you Indian guys better than you know yourselves. So when you use fucking coconut oil, it's always like, oh, you know, be a nice person. Use your coconut oil, move your hair left to right. Left to right. So what happens is you're reinforcing the Indian stereotype with greasy hair, a bad haircut. And you always see that whenever you Google Indian men. You always see this kind of Indian wash, this Bollywood. You must say, oh, I'm not into Bollywood. And this is what happens when I have these Indian guys who even were moving to the United States for many years. They always say, I've been here for more than 10 years, John. I'm not Indian wash. And they're Indian as fuck looking. Dude, it affects you because your mental filter is influenced by the country you came from. It's not Bollywood wash, it's Indian wash. You want to be whitewashed. Whitewashed. And for a lot of you, whitewash is hard because when you talk and you say this to an Indian guy, he's just like, what do I wear? Fucking RSD Todd puffy jackets like most Indians? Or they wear this pink shirt. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. Pink shirt. It's called a work shirt in India. The lower value caste or caste system. In India, there's also a skin color system. Not just here. There's a skin color system called the caste system in India, where the people with a darker skin are considered lower value, and those with a fair skin are considered higher value. As fucked up as that sounds, there's actually a system that discriminates in terms of class warfare in India. But the lower class usually will wear this sort of pink dress shirt. or not dress shirt, but pink flannel. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. You see in the pictures all the time. And you got your big beard, your messy hair, and your coconut oil. You're like, what's wrong with this, John? Well, that's the thing. The accent is now paired with a negative stereotype. Now, I'm telling you, a lot of students, when they try to look like a different race, that's exactly what. So, John, this sounds really bad. You're probably thinking, what the fuck? This doesn't sound fair. I don't want to be paired in a negative stereotype. What can I do about it? Well, first of all, you got to acknowledge that there's a big fucking problem here. And second of all, you got to acknowledge that your SMV does change depending on your skin color and what race you look like. Number one, you never want to look Indian. You're like, John, but I am in. No, you never ever want to look like a 2 out of 10 curry Indian. Okay? Sorry, my nose itchy. Ever. There is no advantages whatsoever because you'll be fighting like an Asian person. You'll be fighting without any sort of SMV. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. I only see it. Okay, I see some thumbs up. That's great. So you need to get into the whitewash Indian category. This is where you see Indian men who basically have no accent. They take care of their hair. They groom. They have a decent fashion sense. They wear dress shirts. They do all this shit. They look kind of white. They look more white than you do. And let me tell you, that's fucking easier. Look at all your friends that got married before, that are Indians with white girls. They don't have like a big fucking beard, okay? They don't have like a big fucking pink dress shirt or fucking work shirt. They're tall. They have no accent. You guys know what I'm talking about. Among your peers, they're sociopathic as shit. They still give you that death stare that Indians have, that sociopathic death stare. And they'll still fucking stab you in the back, of course. And this is what happens to a lot of my students. They get stabbed in the back by their own fucking race. But because of their alpha behavior and they adapted their accent and they also adapted to be more whitewashed, guess what happens to them? They get white women because white women are into brown skin too. Despite what you guys think, white women are not into 2 out of 10 curry Indians. They're not. They're not. Nobody's into that. But they're into whitewash Indians. And if you're a Pakistani-looking Indian, which is like 5 out of 10, they're into that too. In fact, women would throw themselves more on a Pakistani-looking dark-skinned Indian. So the darker skin you have, because you got to think outside the accent and race. Women don't just see the accent and the race. They don't actually see your accent. You think anyone knew my old roommate, who's a good-looking guy with, fair skin? You think any of the women knew he was Indian? Not even one. They have no idea where the fuck he comes from. They think he's either Persian or they think he's like Latino. Does that make sense? So even for my student who just got a same-day leg, actually a lot of students got like fucking results. Just go to my blog, www.johnnyelite.com, on the front page. I'm going to type it here so you guys can check it out. Look at how many Indian testimonials there are. johnnyelite.com. Great. All right. There might not be that many people interested in the topic, but there's a lot of important things to say. Okay? A lot of important things. I don't really care because afterwards you're going to be watching and be like, shit, this is full of value. This is extremely important. So by looking Latino and having lighter skin, he's got the compliance because he's been in to Mexico where his girlfriend came from. And all the Latinas thought he was actually Latino. Isn't that funny? So if you look like a black Indian, let's say, for example, you take away your Indian hair, you just shave it, you got muscles. Women cannot pair the curry accent with the black-looking race. You always think, oh, they always know my accent. The women know my accent. They don't fucking have a clue anywhere. You think they're that culture? They just look at height, they look at muscles, and they look at dark skin. It's like almost like a black guy. They give you the same compliance as a guy who's black. As fucked up as that sounds. So now you gotta realize, what is John saying that's correct? You must do everything in your power to look like a different race or look like a whitewashed Indian. Whitewashed Indian is just a starting point. That is the point where you get 4 out of 10. You want access higher. If you got dark skin, right? Whitewash, guess what? You look more Pakistani, great. 5 out of 10. Oh, but let's say you look Middle Eastern, fair skin, Indian, 6 out of 10. That means Indians do not have it the worst. You only shoot your fucking self in the foot when you actually want to dress like Indian wash. And most people don't know they're Indian wash. They'll put that coconut oil in their hair. They won't fucking fade the size of their hair. They won't actually change their fashion because they can't see what the mistake is. So now, what race can you fit into that's not Indian? Can you even fit into Pakistani? Even if you don't like Pakistani people and you are at war with each other, you guys fucking hate each other. I've never been backstabbed by a Pakistani person, ever, in my life. I've been backstabbed by Indians. But you never want to be that type. Not even one Pakistani has ever backstabbed me, ever. Ever. So having said that, and trust me, I know this shit. If my mentor, the guy who mentored me before, Gaming Late, now I'm Johnny Late, is Pakistani, and he's one of the best Daygamers in the world. Fucking 14 lays in a fucking month, and he's not even trying. He's like, John, that's nothing. Before, he says, I could pull 4 women home, and I had to give them to his friends because there's just too many women to fuck at once. He can same day lay in front of me, which is great. And also, he can number clothes and meet her during the day, but he has dark skin. He's Pakistani. Are you guys starting to see this? That means even he speaks like a white guy, even more white than me. No accent whatsoever. It's not just the accent that matters or not. That's not the point. The point is nobody knows what your fucking accent is as long as you can change the way you look for your race. They cannot pair the accent in their mind with anything else. And we like to categorize people. When we look at an Asian person and you see them with a bad hair and they're like, hi, you're cute. I want to come and say hi, right? And they dress like shit. They're dressed like H&M, like fucking RSD hoodies. The RSD hoodies and the RSD victims. The Asians that says looks don't matter, race don't matter. You know the type, the sociopathic pickup artists that you see all over Vancouver. You see them everywhere. So as long as you can change your look, right? Fashion can change your race. Aesthetics. So what I'm teaching my other students is to be more whitewashed, but also different races. The guy who's same day late recently, I'm trying to teach him how to look more black. As fucked up as that sounds. Black, Puerto Rican, somewhere like 7 or 8 out of 10. So that means that Indians that have that looks black, they don't have as much game. They're playing Negro game. Romance. Bullshit. Fuck that. Bull fucking shit. So romance never ever works. That's why they can't get other Indians laid. Because even though they themselves look black, or Pakistani, or whitewash Indian, whatever, they can't get their own race laid. It's kind of funny. Johnny Lee can get so many Indians laid over and over. And the video testimonials are just the beginning. It's like, what the fuck? John's not Indian, but he can get non-stop Indian men laid. Because you guys don't understand Indians. Indians don't even understand themselves and how they look. So what are some good places for Indians to go to? I think the best places for Indians to Daygame, and places they should consider going, is Australia. Australia, Indians can do well, but it's been contaminated in Australia. Now you got new shitty fucking coaches who are tall teaching there. And the Wayne game, the Asian Wayne game I used to teach that worked so well when one of my students got 100 lays, and now he's sucking off other coaches, whatever, it's his money. But that game already works there for multiple students. Don't reinvent the fucking wheel. The Asian version, the sexual connection, works very well, although I don't identify with that name anymore. I fucking hate that name, Wayne. Okay? So having said that, change the way you look. Fashion equals framing, and you can change your SMV. So all this time when you thought Indians are 2 out of 10, not in my fucking experience. You gotta look at the UAR, the Universal Attractive Rating. When you look at an Indian man, and you fucking look at the way he looks. But basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is to change your race. And also a lot of my students that are getting results, you are not 2 out of 10. In fact, brown is that new black. You guys gotta realize this. It's not for fucking marketing purposes. I'm just telling you guys the motherfucking truth. I'm not gonna spin anything. When you look at the Indian body, a lot of them are actually extremely tall, you know? Like, they do have bigger bone structure, wider shoulders, bigger frame, you know? And they have better proportions than the Asian men. They're born that way. So this can be your advantage for protector status. Does that make sense? You're a much bigger guy. So you can use that to your advantage. Working out will help Indian men a lot, but not all of them are tall. If you're not tall, you try to be whitewashed. So you always try to, bandwagon off of a different SMV. There's only 2 people here. I don't give a fuck if there's 2. I'm going to speak the truth. I don't have time for theories here. You look at my testimonials, John knows what the fuck he's talking about because John is the only one that consistently gets Indian men laid. That's all I gotta say. You don't like it? Go fuck yourself. This is just the truth. Jesus was preached the fucking truth. I'm not saying I'm like Jesus or God complex, but how come you motherfucking coaches out there can't even get Indian men laid? What the fuck? You don't even know Indian men. Because you don't look Indian. That's the problem. And if there's a lot of people who find this very offensive, that's all I have to teach you today. That's all I have to teach you. The first thing you got to do is change the way you look so you no longer pair your accent with race. Number 2, I'm not saying that reducing your accent, it doesn't fucking matter. A lot of people saying, John, I've got an Indian accent, right? Great. But if you don't look Indian, she doesn't know. She just think brown. Think you're, instead of like 50 shades of gray, think 50 shades of brown. Different shades equal different SMV. All this time when Indian says, I have it harder, bullshit. She doesn't know where the accent comes from. She can't pair it according to this chart. She doesn't know if you're a black-looking Indian, a Latino with light skin. She doesn't know if you're a Pakistani. She doesn't know if you're whitewashed. If you guys get it, give it a thumbs up. And today's video is sponsored by, the Elite Bundle. I'm going to be moving my course to Google Drive because if YouTube ever cuts off the ability for me to share it on YouTube, that means they might cut off the ability to put the email in and then you can watch the playlist. I'll be moving to Google Drive and maybe I'll move the course over to a different platform in the future for future students. But I'll cut the course into a really long one. I'll put some cards in between so you guys know which videos you're watching. I think that's a good solution. But get the Elite Bundle. It's selling like crazy for some reason. I have a lot of new students that are using the Elite Bundle because you get 5 Skypes. You get to talk with me. You get to work on your fashion. You get to work your in-field analysis. You can't afford not to do this. And it's better to do it now than later. Because after this year, I'm not sure if I can actually host it like that. I have to, get a different program to host the courses. Okay, let's get back to it. So what can you do? The hair. Well, first of all, the hairstyle has always been a problem for Indian men. It really has. You have seen in the past, no matter what your hairstyle is, it just doesn't hook. Women are not hooked by your hairstyle. They look at it for a little bit and they're like, what the fuck is that? Like fucking. I remember for some of my bootcamp students, I forced them to get a new haircut. My haircut of choice, which all my students use. I will never talk about in public. What happened was for these Indian students in the bootcamp is that the women start to notice them that are different. And I was taking a video of one of them who pulled like 2 times in a fucking row. Okay, pulled 2 times in a fucking row in my bootcamp. The other guy pulled two times. So don't think because you're Indian you can't do it. You just need to have the right frame, the right appearance. Because why? Why the fuck would white women be scared of this? Why would they be scared of you? It's very simple. You gotta think it's the out tribe or the in tribe. So for a lot of people, okay, the in tribe, it's very simple. We just put like in and out, in and out. Anything that's part of the in tribe here, okay, in tribe. People are not scared because you look like them. So if you're Indian and you look kind of whitish, guess what? You're part of their fucking tribe. But if you look Indian or you look Asian, guess what? You are the out tribe, not the in tribe. You're part of the out tribe. Out tribe is what they call xenophobia. Xenophobia means a fear and dislike of other people's culture. It's not because white women are racist towards you. It's because you are scaring the shit out of them in terms of evolutionary psychology. You're scaring the shit out of white women by dressing and looking like a curry Indian, which is 2 out of fucking 10. You want to move up to 4 out of 10, whitewash Indian. That means you have more value and you can fucking adapt to every fucking race here. If you look black, great. If you look Pakistani, whatever. But if you look black and you try to make yourself look like a tall, black, strong guy, fuck, it's even easier. You don't even need that much game. You'll be 8 out of fucking 10. You guys know this is true deep inside. All the Sri Lankans that you guys are Sri Lankans that you guys been making fun of. Oh, he has dark skin. Ha ha ha. Well, guess what? Or the Pakistani guy. White women love dark skin. There are some white women who want to venture out of their tribe, their out tribe. Have you noticed there are women out there who doesn't want to date white men? They want to date every other fucking race except their own. Because maybe in evolutionary psychology, there are some women that are designed to be part of a different tribe. Maybe the conquering tribe. Or maybe they're designed in such a way that if everyone just goes for their own race, they won't have genetic diversity. I don't know any more research on this, but I suspect this to be the case. There are a lot of white women that are not into their own race. They're into brown guys. You have no idea that by being brown is not a death sentence. Compared to Asian men. Asian men might have it a lot easier in Europe because this whole natural status chart is cut out. So it's all focused on money because they're communist fucking people. Their looks, height and everything, all that shit matters. You know, fashion. And their game. So that category is cut out by the United States. I just had another new Asian student. And he's telling me that he used to study Corey Wayne shit, and he got no results. He got nothing but number flakes. He looks very predominantly Asian. And he's been here for a long fucking time. Asian wash. That becomes a problem. Does that kind of make sense? So it's not just you being Indian. Never be Indian wash. Never be Asian wash either. And most Asian people, especially when I had this cockfag who wanted to take a boot camp, but he went to RSD, he got laid night game, but in day game he's suffering. And I told him to fuck off because he's disrespectful. It's like the white dating coaches have one fucking thumb up his ass. And he's still like sucking off the white man's cock. And that's a problem with a lot of Asian people or Indian people. You're always worshiping white dating coaches. Indian men like to worship London Daygame, RSD, you know, and that's the problem. Or you like to go for an Indian dating coach, but in reality, that Indian dating coach, how many testimonials do they actually have of Indian men laid? One. Even when I worked for a different company of credit stealers, I had 99% of the Indian laid testimonials. How the fuck is that possible? Because you need an Asian person's game that's more transferable, not a tall 8 out of 10 Negro looking guy. Does that make sense? So the accent, which is a lie that is being taught to you, that, oh, the accent is what makes it harder. No, they never compare the accent. Ever in Europe. You think women in Europe knows anything about Indian culture if they didn't do yoga or anything like that? They have no fucking clue. So use this to your advantage. Try to look like a different race. What if you guys get this, give it a thumbs up. Seriously. And get the elite bundle. And there's a lot of Indians who are like very stubborn. A lot of Indians, there's two types of Indians. Number one, the benchod Indians. They're the RSD victims. I fucking hate dealing with the delusional benchods, the mama chods, the papa chods. You guys know what I'm talking about. These kind of Indians are super, super annoying as shit. They're delusional. They're sociopathic. They want to stab you in the back. These are the kind of Indians that are unteachable. Then you have the other guys who are victims of the benchod Indians. Benchod, for those who doesn't understand, means like fuckers. Benchods, like it's like motherfucker, mama chod, papa chod, father fucker, benchod, sister fucker. That's a funny way of saying it. So I do know a little bit of Hindi, but I digress. I know all about your culture, dude. I know about Northern Indians, Southern Indians. I know about your cuisines. I know all about your fucking culture. You'd be surprised. I know about the tribes. I know about everything. You know, I've even dated Indian women before. So I know all about your culture. As fucked up as it sounds, I've actually dated women from every single race except Jewish. I tried to. Super hot Jewish girl. The biggest tits I've ever seen, like fucking each size tits. It didn't work out because she wanted more money at the time. I didn't make as much. But I digress. Let's get back to it. So that's the advice. In the future, I'll make more advice videos for you guys about Indians with other Indian people in it giving you advice. I'll censor his face too. My old neighbor, he doesn't want to be part of the PUA community. And I get it. Sociopathic as shit. But the benchod Indians are never like my students. I'll never teach them because they're delusional. The Indians who gets backstabbed by the benchods are usually my students. The guys, Indians like to backstab each other, but not all of them backstab each other. My good students are the ones who get backstabbed. So in India, you have the wrong mindset for everything. It's almost like a value-taking mindset. I can't wait to backstab people. And they're fucking rapists too, a lot of them. And they just snatch people's fucking jewelry and just steal it. That's a really lower self-esteem. So when you have lower self-esteem, your fucking ego rises. And Indians have a big fucking ego. Do every race of women see men the same in a hierarchy from the chart? That's all they see. Every woman sees them the same. So when you have a dark-skinned Filipina, okay, she will go with the Indian guy because he's higher on the scale than the Asian men. Asian men is always dead last. And how do I know they're dead last? Outside of California, outside of Europe, okay, Eastern Europe, outside of Toronto, which Asian men are a little bit pre-selected. Not all the places are pre-selected for Asian men, but more in Europe. They're more like, but generally, the chart is accurate. So far, if you look at all my testimonials, how many do I have? 412 laid and pull testimonials. Almost all lays this year. And how many does Charisma King have? Or Charisma King? You know, the deluded fucking person. 0. He got bootcamp reviews, but there's no like lay testimonials. How many does Todd Valentine have? I never seen any proof of students laid. But I do know there was 2 bootcamp students. One tall white guy who already gets laid a lot. Goes for Asian girls. And he was in my bootcamp, incidentally, when my Asian student fingered a 6'2" German blonde. Then after that, he same day lay in the Asian woman, and he banged this lesser attractive Asian woman 2 times, and the 3rd time I was in the room, so he pulled all in one boot camp. That was his friend. His friend is 6'6", blonde guy, and he got in trouble YouTube because it looks like he stole an Asian guy's women, but it was actually his women. So having said that, but generally speaking, there is a value chart.
what does not change in the online dating is that white people are always getting the highest response rates. Asian men are always dead last. No matter how much you spin it, Asian men are actually last place in black women in the online dating world. So this chart is based on that. And of course, you say black people does not get that much compliance or response rates online, but I disagree with that. When a black person has a little bit of social skills and a little bit of game and looks like a PUA, his results skyrocket 50 times. Is even comparable to white people. So if you're an Indian guy and you can look black, I would suggest you do it if you're tall. So that's another thing that you don't realize is what's another factor that helps you online? Height. Have you noticed women prefer taller guys? This is universal. You can do the same stats even for work. Most of the CEOs are above 6 foot tall. This is something evolutionary psychology. This entire chart is basically evolutionary psychology. Does it ever change? When you look at 412 latent poll testimonials, no, they correspond exactly 100% to this chart. They don't change. I hate to say it. And white people, right? They always sabotage themselves. They always say, "Oh, it's not about status." They always talk about white people always talks about status. Okay, I'm talking about this. White people are always saying, "I'm not that good looking. I'm not that good looking." Therefore, it's harder for me because looks matter. They're always trying to shift the conversation to looks. So in my teaching experience, that's a great question. What has got the testimonials? Do you know that my good-looking students who look like male models? And one of my students just got a modeling contract after using my fashion whitewash. Good-looking, tall, white guy. Great. Okay? That's great. From Europe, but he's not allowed to work, so he's volunteering. But it's good for his Instagram. Having said that, they all correspond with this. The things that matter the most is what? Number one, what does women look at? They don't know what the fuck your race is. They look at you and they say, how tall is this guy? Have you ever noticed most women do this? Excuse me real quick, I have a question. Do you do this? How many of you noticed that? They're looking up and down. And you wonder, why is she looking like this? She's startled, but she's scanning your fucking value. So at first she looks here, and then she moves down. She looks at your shoes, right? That's why my students have nice shoes. And I keep it a lot, like, very top secret. Women can tell by your shoes, even if you dress well, they see your shoe is like shit, right? Guess what? You're auto rejected. It's like a fucking college student posing. And they look up again, they see the watch. Here's a Rolex, right? They look at the watch, they look back at the hair, they look at the height, the race, everything. So at first, women, when they scan you, they look at your race because your skin color, right, is the first thing they look at. So if you're an Indian guy who's tall, black looking, it's like, oh shit, muscular, right? Tall, black. And the thing is that if you look black and you're Indian and you're ugly, you could be a very attractive looking black guy, because black guys are really unattractive for the face. Women are not into black guys because of their fucking face. And a lot of black people are like, John, how dare you say that, right? They're like, shit, don't tell it as it is, right? You're too direct and too honest. I just say, yeah, that's the fucking truth, okay? Women are not into black guys because of their face. How many good-looking black people is there? Denzel Washington and Will Smith, all these people, guess what? They're not like way up there. They're not. For Indian guys can look a lot better than black guys. I can tell you. Indian guys can look way better because they have better bone structure, better face structure. But if you can look black and somewhat average, you are way above average. If you're strong and you're Indian, but you look black, you basically are not competing against a big pool. But you could be very ugly for an Indian guy, but extremely handsome for a black guy. So why do white women even like black guy? And why does this matter in this chart? UAR, Universal Attractive Rating. Bone structure. Women, like, they're scanning you up and down. They're looking at the height. They're looking at the muscles. They're looking at the skin color. They're trying to classify you. They're trying to classify the value. So if you can look black, guess what?
congratulations, now it's easier. So once you can look black or Pakistani, so women are always looking at the height. Women are always looking at the height. And all my students, you're asking a question is really great because John, this is value matters. The taller students gets laid faster. I hate to tell you. The shorter students have to do like hundreds more approaches or 50 more. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's true. They have to go through a huger volume of approaches if they're SMVing it. So height matters a lot, race matters. So when the white people try to say, oh, but I'm not good looking, his looks don't matter. Shut the fuck up. You're a tall white guy. You already have a lot of value. If everything is protector status and pre-selection, there is a big pre-selection for black people and white people. Already, they're really tall, their height. Okay, let me ask you a better question. How many tall white dating coaches are there above 5'9", the national average? All of them. What the fuck? All of them are tall above that. Okay, so they're taller than the average. There are 5'7" white students I have. But they're all tall. So what the fuck? What does that tell you? Number two, if you don't think height matters, look at all the Asian day game coaches besides myself. How many of them are like taller than me? So we got Jan Lifestyle, 6'2". Another guy in Australia now, 6'2". Squatting or Queefing Casanova, who's dead, 6'2". ABCs of Attraction, a new coach, who basically has only one testimonial in day game, 6'2". What does this mean? So you're saying for Asian men, right? The only way we have value is to be 5'11" or 6'2". You guys get what I'm saying? Man, why girls love Arab guys? That's a good question. Okay. Why are Arab guys all the way up to 6 out of 10? Why is their SMV neutral? How the fuck did they get here? Guys like this, give it a thumbs up. In Europe, they're very pre-selected because Middle Eastern people are more alpha. They're more alpha than the other races because a lot of them are complete psychopaths. It is not to disparage them or to insult them, but they are deluded as fuck. That's why I don't like teaching Middle Eastern people. I kick them out before they can take my coaching because they're always asking me because they're narcissistic as fuck. They're always, John, how good looking am I on the scale of 1 to 10? It's like, dude, what the fuck are you asking me this for? And then they act, instead of acting alpha like they're other type of Middle Eastern guys. And a lot of Middle Eastern guys in Germany have raped, not saying all of them, but a lot of them, the rape that has happened in Germany is because of Middle Eastern guys. So the thing is that the women are now being conquered. They are the conquering tribe, so the women submits. So they have this alpha personality. And number two, when you look at their bone structure, Middle Eastern people are usually around like 6 foot tall, 5'11", 6'2", 6'3". They are not short people. And when you look at the skin tone in terms of this overall chart, they're more of the fair skin. So in many ways, women are physically attracted to them because of their alpha personality, their tall height, and also, you know, their fair skin. I hope that answers your question. It doesn't mean they're pre-selected like looking tall, black, white, and Latino. You could be any race that looks like them. They're not that pre-selected. A lot of people are scared of Middle Eastern people. And also in Europe, I'm just telling you, because there's so many of them, even in London, Middle Eastern people are the ones I believe that are stabbing everyone else. But because of a politically correct culture, where people aren't allowed to talk about it. But they are the conquering tribe because there's many of them just procreating. It's not because I hate them or anything. I do teach them. It's just they're stubborn. They really don't, like, they're delusional as fuck. They're narcissistic as hell. And I like banging their women. You see in my blog, I show the Persian women, you know, and other women I've dated, a lot of Middle Eastern women. So you like, what the fuck, John? You date Middle Eastern women? Like, seriously, you're Chinese, right? You know, I like what I like before, but it's not because I put white women on the pedestal. I've actually dated all of them. So let me see if I can find the article.
The computer is really slow right now, so maybe it's not worth it. Just go and look at my blog and scroll down or something. A lot of you guys, you can't even fucking figure out I have a blog. Check it out. You're only looking at the front page and you're like, oh, I love the infield. I'm gonna download John's fucking same day late infields, you cunts. Stop downloading my shit. And you don't even click into the blog. Read the fucking blog. You know what? If you keep asking the same fucking question, right? I just explain it to you. Are you dumb or something? So a lot of these Middle Eastern guys are really like, fucking stupid, low IQ. It is not to be racist or nothing. But when I talk to them, it sounds like they have no fucking brain cells. And they're always like saying, like another guy who wanted to fucking free advice on Facebook. He's like, dude, you know, like I can get plastic surgery, right? Because looks matter. You said looks matter. I said, no, value matters. 20 out of 35. Oh, I took a training from another white coach or whatever it failed. So what does that got to do with me? I have like 412 testimonials. So, oh, you don't have any of Middle Eastern. Yes, I do. They just didn't want to make a fucking video testimonial. This is right there. Maybe I should read out the testimonial. I don't like training Middle Eastern guys because they're very, very fucking deluded. And me, repeat your answer. I did not hear you. Oh, fuck you. You know what? I'm tired of you asking the same fucking questions and asking me to explain it to you. Okay? I'm going to hide this. If you fucking ever, okay? If you ever fucking spam my channel with your stupid shit, with your low IQ shit, I will make sure that no one ever sees your fucking comment. Nama nano. You dumb fuck. You're like, oh, John, explain it to me. What? Do you get a fucking brain? Like, stop having like a backwards thinking brain like a lot of the Middle Eastern people. Dumb fuck. My fucking God. I just explained it to you. You guys are fucking taller. You guys are more alpha in behavior, although not as alpha as me. You're stubborn as fuck, and you're dumb and confident, and women love that shit. You're the conquering tribe. You invade other European countries, and you rape their women. So therefore, that's why they like Middle Eastern men. Does that answer your question? Like I said, this is a place that is brutally fucking honest. Nowhere would I ever sugarcoat things to make more money. When I tell you this kind of shit, I'm telling you the motherfucking truth. Like I said, I see this comment one last time. If this is not lagging, I will fucking get rid of you from my channel for good. So you think to yourself, do you want to ask me stupid fucking questions, or do you want to actually get some fucking IQ? You know, I get it. Not all of us are smart. Not everyone's smart as Johnny Lee. Not everyone has 175 IQ. I get it. Too fucking bad. I already explained it to you. All right, let's continue. Now that we had a person drop off, great. Hopefully it's him. But yeah, this chart never changes. Height matters. It's not so much about the looks. In my teaching experience, it's not the looks. It's the social skills. And Indian men and Asian men are the two races that are devoid of social skills. They don't know how to talk. Their tonality is fucked because their parents makes them be very good at school. Therefore, like tiger parents, Asian parents, Indian parents, they no longer get to work on their social skills. And this is where they suffer. When you look at the chart, if you guys remembered correctly, so let's really break this down. Even if Indian men have good bone structure, this is where you get the advantage. But social skills, SS, social calibrations, emotions, and game. Okay? You need all four. You need social skills, social calibrations, emotions, and game. I don't know. I don't want to answer stupid questions. I'm just going to remove him from the channel. I don't have time for stupid, dumb fucking idiots. Good. Fuck him. All right. So having said that, Indian men needs to get Elite 30 from hard case to hero. Asian men is Elite 30 from hard case to hero. I've designed it in such a way that it helps Asian men. So what can Indian men do? They can work out because women are attracted to the UAR, the muscles, the structure, the height, bone structure that Asian men do not have. Asian men do not have that kind of bone structure. And you probably know that. Asian men are usually typically skinny. Second of all, you can look more whitewashed. Number 3, you can look like a different race. That's my advice for today. 1 hour. Okay? And I'm going to stop. I hope you guys learn a lot. This might be a little hardcore for you guys. But if the faster you stop being deluded, the faster you actually fucking look in the mirror and call yourself out, the faster you change to a different race. Get out of the 2 out of 10. There is no success here. There is no success whatsoever. You cannot play here in this part of the game. There is no way you can win. You better look whitewashed. If you can't adapt, guess what? Go back to your country and fucking go for arranged marriage. Stop wasting everyone's time. If not, stop going to RSD. Stop going to London Daygame. I know you motherfuckers love London Daygame. Especially in London. You motherfuckers are like, let's go to London Daygame. Good info. Thanks very much. This is hardcore real shit. And nobody talks about this. And no Indian men can get their own fucking race laid consistently. They only have like 1 fucking testimonials of their own fucking race, which is pathetic. They don't even understand themselves. And Johnny Elite gets so many student results that are Indian. Work on your social skills. That's what I want to say for advice. Is there any more questions before I stop? Like I said, from now on and always, actually, what do I mean from now on? Always. If I start sugarcoating things to make it sound better, I won't get any fucking testimonials like Charisma King or Todd Valentine. He's not scientific. I'll talk about it in the future video. He's a philosopher. I'm a scientist. This is the science. Has anyone ever been able to be an exception to the science? Has anyone ever broke the rules and got out of this chart? The 20 out of 35, looks out of 10, money out of 5. Race out of 10. Game is out of 10. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional intelligence game. Has anyone ever been the exception? The answer is not even 1. Not even 1. No one. This is like down to a fucking perfect statistical science. It's not what you want to hear. But when you stop being delusional and you actually accept it, then you can finally adapt with compensation theory. Whatever you lack in one category, you figure out a way to boost your stats. So if you have a 2 out of 10 SMV as a Curry Indian, you try to look whitewashed. You raise it by 2 points. More fashion. You raise it by another 2 or 3 points. You know social skills? Elite 30 from hard case to hero. You boost it by a few points. 2.5 points. 25%. Social calibrations, body language. You improve that. Does that make sense? Whatever you lack, wherever you are, is not a death sentence. You are not 2 out of 10. The secret is that white women love Indian guys. They hate Curry Indians, but they love the rest. They love the rest. And you guys have no fucking idea. And it's so easy for them in places like Australia when they actually have some kind of same-day lay kind of game. It doesn't mean the other, Waynes actually know what the fuck they're talking about when they're teaching Indian men. They don't. They don't have any more than one Indian testimonial. So it's not like they actually know. Because romance does not work. And for the newest student, as you see my blog, who's same-day lay in Australia, guess what? I asked him, did you use any romance? I bet you didn't. He's like, no, I didn't use any romance. I cannot see your eyes. I can't see your brains, Simon. You can't see my eyes? Is that a racist comment? Simon Samsung. Yo, that's great. I mean, that's great that you're so racist. It's great that when I fuck all your women, right, of every race, I don't know what race you are. they probably find it very funny that my eyes are small, right? But when my dick is in their mouth, you know, especially in your sister's mouth, then you'll find it funny. See, what do you mean by romance? Isn't that what pickup is? Well, no. There's different frames. There's the romantic and sexual, especially when I used to be a wing. Romantic, sexual. Justin Wayne does romance, so therefore Justin only has 4 testimonials. Okay? By no romance. I'll explain to you. Justin has 4 testimonials. So what kind of students did he say, I got lock-in process, whatever results, right? He only got 4 testimonials. He got a tall white guy late that looks like a male model. He got a tall black guy who's super muscular. Go figure. He used Michael Wayne as a testimonial. What the fuck? Why? Another white guy. Tall guy. And then he has an Asian guy who's better looking than me. Right? So, bigger bone structure, better looks. But 4 testimonials. So romance does not work. Because you don't fit into the boyfriend-girlfriend zone. Michael WB. You gotta imagine this. There's 6 frames. Number 1, fuckboy. You guys know what that frame is. A great frame for Indians. Number 2, boyfriend-girlfriend material. Not everyone fits into that. That's why you need romance. Nor here is mostly grateful for your live streams. Great presentation, always lots of knowledge. Great. Yeah, fuck him. You know? You might teach you the game. Now you start barking, bitch. Deepak didn't teach me the game, asshole. A Pakistani mentor taught me the game. I was in the game for 18 years. And before I joined Wayne Dating Lifestyles, I was already working for my own company called Gaming Elite, you dumb fuck. Simson. Fuck you. Deepak didn't teach me shit. His game doesn't even get student results. He had like 6 testimonials. I had like fucking 250 at the time or 275. Now it's like, you know, I'm up to 412. He's like got 12. So fuck you, Simon. He didn't teach me shit. It just makes it look that way because I was so fucking censored. Go fuck yourself, hater. And if Justin Wayne didn't teach me either, Justin Wayne tried to take credit for my fucking work. 2, in front of Charisma King when they argued. He didn't teach me shit. I didn't learn much from these people, and their game is not transferable. Go look at my video called Leveling. It doesn't fucking work. Romance does not work. Direct game does not work. That's what kills all the testimonials. Direct is only for pause. I'm just going to speak the truth. So first of all, I never taught Deepak's game. All this time, I was teaching the Asian Wayne. It was made, I was so censored, it's made to look like I taught someone else's game. That was the whole point, just to take credit. So that way, they can still make money off my testimonials. If he had the same game, okay, Simon, why does he not have 100 testimonials? Or Justin? Why do you have like less than a fucking handful? You should have 100 by now. If it's the same game. How come? Black stereotype. 8 out of 10. So fuck you, Simon. You cocksucker. Hater. You should have 100 testimonials. He didn't teach me anything that's useful. It's not even fucking, like, most of the stuff I teach, they don't even know what the fuck I'm teaching. Social skills. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, Elite 30. They have no idea. Fashion domination. Elite 60. What? They have no idea what I'm teaching. Even my course, Elite 30, came out before Justin Wayne's course. His pickup mastery. And guess what? You talk about facial expressions. I talk about body language and facial expressions. My one led to so many fucking testimonials, like over 100. His one, fucking couldn't even get a single person laid. Let's be real here. Guys who are up here in the positive stereotype. And let's use this, for example. It's called leveling. Remember that. The guys who are up here, if it goes downwards, it does not transfer. But when it's down here and it goes upwards, it transfers. That means I can transfer to every race. And that's why you're seeing like Indian men, all these results. But when it's here, you only transfer to the positive stereotype, tall whites, blacks, and Latinos. Maybe some whitewash Indians or something like that. Luckily. But for my one, it transferred to all of them. So 412 testimonials. You just have to admit, of all the Waynes, I got the most. I'm not Wayne anymore. And I'm happy because romance does not work. If you're Indian, you're not allowed to use romance. You don't fit into the positive stereotype to use romance. So that's the truth. Never ever use romance because it suffocates the testimonials, as you can see. I got 33 times as much testimonials as Credit Stealer. I don't really care about him, to be honest. He's not like, just stay the fuck out of my way. Justin, I got 100 times more because he has 4 testimonials. I have 100. I have 100 times more testimonials. So you have to ask yourself, is romance something that's really useful? So romance equals 100 times more testimonials on my end. Romantic sexual, 33 times more testimonials. So romantic sexual at least is for positive stereotype. Negative stereotypes. Sexual connection. Guess what? It works. Positive stereotype is direct. Can't transfer anyone because you don't have the same SMV. Hope that makes sense, Simon. So go fuck yourself. Yeah, fucking little bitch. Just do you enjoy having like a black cock in your mouth? Is that what you like? For you. You guys are the haters. I mean, let the testimonials speak for themselves. I just got another Indian guy same day LA with a hot Norwegian chick. He's 5'7". So what the fuck are you talking about, Simon? Go fuck yourself. You fucking haters. White dating coaches can't even get minorities laid. And John's getting like nonstop testimonials. So why am I saying all this? Because fuck you. Yeah, I don't care about narcissistic people, dude. Right? Because when a person gets 3 testimonials or 4, they're a god. Right? They're a god. But for 3 testimonials, right? In 1 week, I get 10 testimonials in the summer. 10. In 1 week, I have more testimonials than most people have for lay testimonials than their entire fucking career. John gets 10 testimonials. That's more than Justin. That's more than double. That's more than all of them. Really, all the coaches. In 1 week, I got more testimonials. I just kept posting one testimonial after another because people are approaching with my game, the sexual connection. Cut all romance out of the game. So let me continue. Number 1, fuckboy. Number 2, boyfriend provider. You don't fit into it. Asians, Indians, and short blacks. Short blacks. Why do short blacks not have the same fucking SMV as a tall black? It's very fucking simple. Short black guys do not have the height, the pre-selection, or the protector status. I'm sorry, guys, but you're 5'7", you have inner game issues because you're all fucking like, you don't have the protector status. You don't have the looks. And all this pre-selection that tall blacks have, you don't fucking have it. I'm sorry, guys. You have to have a good game as an Asian person, like me. You need to have perfect fucking game. I'm fucking sorry. The world's not fair. And a lot of them are like, Justin Wayne dick lickers. A lot of these short black sociopathic bencho type of black people. Fuck you guys. No offense. A lot of my students are not like that. I have a lot of black students, even some former Justin Wayne students, and they get late results for my one, not his. Justin Wayne can't even get fellow black students late. That's pathetic. Except for one tall black guy. So got luck in process, right? The fucking guy's like 6 foot something and muscular as shit. But I digress. So now that you know there's a value chart, Indians, change your fucking value. Stop being a cunt. Start dressing differently. You can't just dress like that. It's great advice. This is the first time anyone has ever spoken about this. Nobody dares talk about this topic. Nobody ever talked about this topic. So what else can I say to Indian people that are good advice? It's not about your actions, not about your race. It's all about skin color, height, protector status, pre-selection. SMV, where do you stand? Change your hairstyle. Change what race you look like. Simple advice. Don't use romance. So what's the third frame? Friend zone, social circle. You may not always fit into a white girl's social circle. So you don't want to play in that frame. Next one's husband material. For Indians, it's good to dress a little bit better, whitewashed. Number 5, daddy daughter frame. I think guys who seeking arrangements like Justin Wayne and stuff uses this frame. You know, that's the daddy daughter frame. Try and be like the father figure. Number 6, high status, celebrity status. High status works for Indian guys if you're whitewashed. You got a cool Instagram, you got a cool lifestyle. You have white female friends, and then you can use them to get other white women. You're Pakistani looking. You know, you got some money, you got the cool lifestyle. That's really where you want to play the game from. High status, fuck boy, or you don't want to play as the boyfriend, girlfriend. No romance, guys. Don't even use any romance, because I asked my student who was 5'7", who banged a Norwegian blonde. I said, hey, dude, do you ever use romance in your game? He just kept laughing. Fuck no, I'm Indian. They reject me like crazy if I use romance, any of it. I was like, yeah, fuck. I mean, you are using the sexual connection. I've always had my own system from day one. And Elite Playbook was made like so long ago, the first version, right? I released the product actually before them, but the official release between 2 of the products of Credit Stealers. And I put like 3 Skypes with it. Even now, I'm still selling with 3 Skypes. I released the product after like one of their first product and their second one. And the funny thing is, I keep updating it. I'm going to update Elite Playbook right now. I think I'm just going to film some videos, new intros, and introduce them to the 2019 game. I say, hey guys, here's the new update. Don't fucking use romance. Here's the 6 frames, right? Never go direct. Cut that out from your game. I've never taught direct in my boot camps ever. That's why they keep pulling or getting late. 97% of my students pull or got late in my boot camps. 97, only 3 motherfuckers did not. A short black guy and 2 Asian guys who are borderline fucking autistic. Could even complete a fucking sentence. All the other students got late or pulled. All of them. Even after the boot camp, even during their pre-boot camp training, every race. And that's fucking hilarious. Like, success leaves clues. So if I'm really that fucking wrong about things, then how come almost all the bootcamp students who follow the John Elite sexual connection formula, John Elite's fashion, boosting the height, all this shit, why they get results? Exactly. And this is why I'm making my students also work on the V-shaped body. So if you're Indian, you also want to have a V-shaped body, like a really muscular, Dorito shape. It's going to help you a lot, because when you think about it, if you have narrow shoulders, what is the biggest part of a woman? Her fucking hips. What's the biggest part of a man? His chest, his back, his lats. You want to widen that as wide as possible. And because you're Indian and your bone structure is much better than Asians, it's almost like your bone structure is Western. So sometimes I wonder, are Indians, do they have European genetics? Because their bone structure looks like a white guy, a lot wider than the Asians. They must have some kind of DNA mixed, either with black people or with Europeans or something. They have a superior bone structure. So you want to take advantage of that. And you want to make sure you got the right hairstyle. No more fucking coconut oil. No more coconut oil. You want to use pomade. You want to look like a white male model as much as you can, because that helps you with every other race. If you're Sri Lankan, you look very blackish, then you can do these black fades and you can do these black, faded beards and shit like that, very well trimmed beards. And you can look a little bit like edgier, more like a black sort of rapper kind of person, as long as you show off your muscles. That's what I'm going to do with my newest student, that 5'7" guy in Australia. I'm going to put some effort into his game, because people there are dropping like flies now with bad coaches. They're all fucking quitting. They're all quitting the game. They're all going, as from what I can tell, and from what these people are telling me, when you have the wrong coaches, that's contaminating the place. They usually quit day game and they go to night game. The same thing happened when Gen Lifestyle try to teach in Vancouver for so many years. All the Asians, they quit. All the Asians quit because they always think looks don't matter, race don't matter. So for Indian men, yes, race matters, but you are the only race in the whole world that your SMV chart moves all over the place. Strange, right? So why not use it to your advantage? Adapt. And I don't want to hear any fucking excuses from Indian guys who are like, oh, Indians have it so hard. Korean Indians, your mental filter, the way you see the world, you're seeing from an Indian person's point of view, and you're looking like it too. And your fashion is Indian wash. Well, that covers a lot of what I want to teach you guys today. And this is the first time most of you have ever heard shit like this, ever. Guess what? Like I said, I've been in the game for 18 years. I've been taught by 2 dating coaches in the industry, right? And fucking 8 naturals. I had 18 years. I field tested every system from the beginning. First system, lay guy, NLP. Ross Jeffries. I've tried mystery. I've tried RSD, some of them. I've tried like Paul Janka. I tried simple pickup. Justin Wayne, credit stealer. So it's not the first system. I've tried them all. JT Tran systems. I've tried all the major linears. London Daygame. A lot of them. Just the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. Roosh V. I've tried that. I've tried them all. You always see in the elite playbook that I have bits and pieces of every single person's game in there. What I usually do is that I like to, like Bruce Lee said, I sort what is useful. So basically, I'll take a system, I'll field test it scientifically to see what works for a short Asian guy. And then I'll discard, like Bruce Lee said, I sort what is useful, discard what is not, add uniquely what is your own. So I will absorb everything. And I say 99% is shit. I take that gold nugget and I steal it and I put it in my system. Click. Right? So for example, Neil Strauss, and we look at the playbook. Excuse me, real quick, I have a question, real quick. False time constraint. I got to get going soon. I got to really leave. False time constraint. I stole that from Neil Strauss. So there's bits and pieces. Her asking me question. I stole that from Rush Reed. A little piece. Most of the system is shit, but one piece was good. You see what I mean? I put bits and pieces. London Daygame. Spicing. Same thing. I use bits and pieces from every system. But I discard the rest. So for now, when I say that romance does not work, I have discarded romance. It's not a good system. I highly recommend that for no romance is ever going to be taught by me. Ever. So I like hairy Asian pussy. Hey man. So good for you. I'm not into Asians. Because they're hairy pussies and bad breath. And they're like white worshipping. So now that I try every system, I sort what is useful, discard what is not. You know what? I think that Simon, I don't know if you're a fucking troll or not, or a hater, but if I can get rid of you, I would. I am Nigerian. You say you're basically black sociopath. You're probably Justin Wayne fan. Or some racist fuck. So I just hide you from the channel. Fuck you. I don't have time to deal with you. So I sort what is useful, discard what is not, add uniquely what is my own. So for example, you see my objections dealing. It's actually like, I think high lay counts guy had this Jordan Belfort system kind of thing, but I've already done that way before. I've done it better. I use a statements of empathy, a question, then I loop it. I won't teach you the mechanics. So I field tested the whole objections dealing thing and using compliance threshold to lower it. In the front of an Indian student, I try to get this 18-year-old model. I think she's from Norway. She looks like Avril Lavigne. She said yes, right? Let's go bang, right? She's like, yes. And she changed her fucking mind. So that means I lowered the threshold. She said yes, but logically, she didn't really say yes because I still have more objections. It took me 20 minutes of objections dealing. And I thought to myself, has to be a better way. So usually I take people's system and I do a lot of, do you do day game every single day? Not as much as I used to. So not as much as I used to, because on the first approach, there'll be a girl in my bed on the very first one in front of bootcamp students too. I don't have to do a lot of approaches if I want to get laid. So as I'm writing in my blog post, phase 1 is basically RSD style. So the idea is that every day you make approaches and you spam approach it, you SMV it. Phase 2 is when you make tweaks to your game. So there you get laid more with less approaches. Phase 3 of the game is basically one shot, one kill. Angel, one shot, one kill. That means you can close on that first approach. That's where I am right now in terms of skill. Very easy. Very fucking easy. But the thing is that when you're always in that mode of one shot, one kill, right? You always are very selective because you don't want to fuck up your batting average. So I'm very selective when I approach. I only do it for myself now. So I don't need to approach every day to close. Anytime I want, I can convert the first one. Is it true longer you talk to women, the more easier it is to lead? Well, you want to make sure it lasts at least like 6 to 10 minutes because you're going through stages in the game. Okay, MJ smooth walk. At first, is basically you trying to stop her from walking. Then you're building attraction. But unlike mystery, you can actually, attraction is the right cross, right? This is the jab, the conversational ability. If you only jab like an Asian guy, hi, you're cute, try go for knockout and all jab. Oh, wow, oh, cool, oh, nice. You're only doing a jab, jab, jab. You get knocked the fuck out. Right cross is like spicing. That's attraction building. But you always go back to the jab to keep her on the line. So, and once in a while you flirt, you hook. You uppercut, you touch. But it's always back to the jab, the conversation. Once you get that handle, then you're going to deal with social comfort. Not social connection, like credit stealer things. Most of my Asian students cannot connect, or Indians, or most people. You want to build that comfort. After that, then you go for the insta date. Then you try to move her around. If you have to use an insta date like venue, you do it. If not, you pull her home. There's no need for escalation ladder. I have discarded that Wayne concept. There's a new escalation ladder, which is superior, my one. Only 3 steps. And you have to sexualize it. Not deal with alcohol and try to wrestle her in the fucking bedroom. Or use romantic shit. There is no romance, and it slows down the progress. But the longer you talk, the easier it is for going from the attraction, that boxing, into the Tai Chi, which is like the connection. And then when she's asking you questions, right, which is not in the other Wayne's game, kind of like the Roosh V style, I know how to deal with the questions or force her to ask questions. And then you go on an insta date. So the longer it is, the better, but you have to actually box her when she's like giving you problems, like she's acting bitchy. And it depends on how good looking she is. Then I right cross her back to the jab. If the conversation is going good, of course I can flirt. Then you win the boxing match. So it's not just a game of like how long you talk. It's a game of stages. Her mind will go through different stages. If you can get her through the stages in the beginning, but the correct stages in 6 to 10 minutes, you can insta-date nonstop. Does that make sense? You can actually insta-date so many fucking women if you know how to do this. If you keep her on the line. Hope that makes sense. John, I went to a bar the other day. How do you get girls notice that? How do you have girls notice you? I'm 5'6". Well, in the bar, I'm not a bar guy. Do you just work in dating? This is my only job, dude. Get some heel lifts or get some elevator shoes. Exactly what I suggested you. DF. There's no need to be 5'6". It's too fucking short. Maybe for some of the, I'm not a night game guy. So, but night game is very different. So, bar game, night game. If they're not noticing you, get some hype and dress better. And open, like adaptive openers. Excuse me, I just have a question. Looking at the way you dress, you look like you're Texan. Are you here on vacation by any chance? She's like, no, I'm not. You don't mind if I sit here? I'm gonna grab a drink. You want one? By the way, right? I've also noticed another thing about you. She's like, what? You look like you're very athletic, into yoga and stuff. She's like, really? No, I don't do anything working out and stuff. Oh, come on. Like, you probably work out a lot. You're just lying to me. You're like a bad girl, aren't you? She's like, yes, I am. So what are you up to right now at this very moment? She's like, well, I'm actually just going to the bar and just chilling out. Yeah, I mean, I just want to find more about logistics. For me personally, like, you see what I mean? You have to adaptively change the topics and then work your way in there. That's how you're gonna get their attention. You don't just grab their fucking shoulder like JT Tran or manhandle them. But you have to start that way, and you have less time to work, especially when you're short. Obviously, it'll be better if you have other women with you, like a wing girl. It'll be easier. But I'm not a night game guy. I'm a day gamer. But you gotta think about the opening part. Use adaptive openers. For my students, the ones that got late in night game, they all use adaptive openers. It works. I don't know why. But my game seems to work in the bars in night game. I don't know why. And try to get her outside the bar slowly. Get her walk closer and closer outside. And try to do the instant day. Let's go meet somewhere else. Let's go outside. Let's take a walk. Let's do this. And objections dealing by sexualizing it. At some point, you guys sexualize the shit out of the interaction. You can't just see the pole like white people. Because white people belong in the boyfriend-girlfriend frame. So they say, let's go back to my place or something, right? She's assuming it's sexual. But even if you're a short white guy, right, they'll assume it's sexual. But for an Asian guy, they will not. So you have to sexually seed, not just maneuvering seed. I hope that kind of makes sense. A lot of this is like objections dealing, sexually seeding and maneuvering to get her back home. But you want to get her out of that place as fast as possible and deal with the objections. That's going to help you a lot. So you can use the game to keep her on the line. You can box her. You can right cross her when she's giving you attitude. And you can also flirt. But do not flirt in a romantic way. If she doesn't see you as a boyfriend material, DF, when you say, oh, you're starting to fall in love with you, oh, we have to break up. Oh, I'm going to fall in love. If you said this, I would fall in love with you. This gay flirting shit is only for tall, black-looking people. Tall, black-looking people. That is not or tall, white people. If you don't fit into that frame, you don't fucking do that. And for you, you want to use your Instagram. You want to close them there. You want to get them into your funnel. And right now, you're probably a little bit scared to build a lifestyle. You can close a lot of them on Instagram and then retarget them with, Instagram Live. You can go to bars and you can just whatever, right? Show your lifestyle, and other women would whatever, and you slide into their DMS, their messages, and you start talking with them. Then you try to get them out. Hope that makes sense. And you can even ask them if they want to be a wing girl in the future. But I am not a night gamer, but my students do get late in night game, and I never post the testimonials, the bar stuff. They use this tactics. Hope that makes sense. Man, I am 5'9". Your height is perfect. 5'9", you're right at the line. The national average for Canada is, if you're below 5'9", you are considered short. If you're above 5'9", which most dating coaches in day game are above 5'9", you're considered above the national average. The United States have a different national average, which is around 5'9.5" or 5'10". But you can see why most day game coaches are taller than me. They're always around the 5'11" range, 5'9", 6'2", 6'3". They're always above me. So height does matter in day game a lot, especially when the Asian guys who are teaching day game, they're all 6'2" or 5'11". Except me, I'm 5'7", very short. So your height's fine. You barely make the cutoff point, but it would make more sense to have some fucking heelers. Elevator shoes will give you like very like big height boost, but at the same time, for you, heel lifts will get you just that inch and a half because they barely fit in the fucking shoe. It takes a lot of room. It pushes your feet against everything with heel lifts. That's why I like elevator shoes more. But for you, if you can boost it to 5'10" or 5'11", you don't have to be like 3 inches taller. You'll do just fine. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. More questions before I go. Holy shit, it's already 1 hour, 30 minutes. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to go. We're getting off the fucking topic here. I'm trying to talk about Indian and their SMV and how you motherfuckers can adapt. That's all. Anyways, I hope you guys learn a lot. It's real talk here. Yep. That's all I gotta say. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna say real shit. It's a real talk here. I don't care who I offend. Go fuck yourself. That's all I can say. I don't even care if that offends you. But for other people, get the Elite Playbook. Before the end of the year, I would switch your courses to Google Drive. But 5 fucking Skypes with me doing infield analysis. It's funny. Once they see the infield analysis, they're like, holy shit, I couldn't believe I saw all the mistakes, John. Like when you explained it to me there, it's so clear. Yeah. And unlike like Charisma King and all these other cockfags who give advice, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Their analysis is flawed. They have no testimonials. Even Todd Valentine. White people have no business teaching minority game. Maybe that's a future video. With a 10 out of 10 SMV, white people who are tall, stuff, they should not teach other people game. They have nothing to offer the world. They just are these scumbags who are marketers, or they just collect money and they give you bullshit advice, which is like, well, if you guys do this, right? If you just talk to her and you don't make it sound too stupid, then you are enough. They always have that you are enough thing. If you just like, stop her for 2 seconds, then you are enough. It's like saying, if you're skydiving, if you just do this and that maneuver, you are enough and you will survive. Splat, you all die. Stop listening to white people. Seriously, stop listening to their white dating coaches. Look at their testimonials. Where are they? Where the fuck are their lay testimonials? Doesn't exist. So this chart is actually accurate. The higher their SMV, the less they can actually transfer downwards. Do you also disagree with Corey Wayne? Correct. My newest Asian student, right, that I just got, he was very Asian, so he was like way down here in the chart. He looked predominantly Asian, and he got nothing but flakes, and none of the girls came on a date with him. Corey Wayne, he believed the ideas. I think Corey Wayne stuff is good for the relationships. You see a lot of people like alpha man strategies or alpha male strategies, whatever. And you see a lot of these kind of people who are talking about the female psychology. They have no infield, no proof, just like Corey Wayne. But they'll talk about the psychology of the game. You always try to get into a women's point of view. But the thing is that why you don't want to understand women's point of view is because you don't need to fucking understand the fish's mindset when you're fishing them. You're here to get them to the surface, get the fish back in your place, and fuck them. Women, you're not here to understand the psychology. You can't think for 2 people. You're using too much brain power. So when you try to always understand female psychology, but what Corey Wayne does say about relationships and how the women's interest can go up and down, that's the only correct concept he has. Daygame, I wouldn't listen to any of these motherfuckers. So he gave birth to a generation of people like, mindful attraction, fucking alpha male strategies, and all these. They all sound the same to me. They're all the same. Like, I know the female psychology, therefore. No, it's a game of value. It's not a numbers game. It's not about understanding female psychology. It's about boosting your fucking value until you're 20 out of 35. That's all it is. 20 out of 35. It is easier. It's easy. Game is easy when you're 20 out of 35. And that's why people at different races already have a higher head start. There's guys who look black, they're 8 out of 10. Got guys who look white, they're fucking 10 out of 10. Tall Latinos, guess what? 7 out of 10. Tall Pakistanis, like fucking 5 out of 10. Middle Eastern, 6 out of 10. Right? There's a hierarchy. You pick which one. Give me some more openers. How about no? Just how about you take a Skype with me and learn, or use one of my products or two of them? Stop being a cheap cunt. It's not like giving so much value. I mean, just fucking train with me. This is like a long topic. I could talk for like fucking 30 minutes just by openers alone. Give me some openers. How about go take a Skype, go buy a product that I can train you long term. Even if you use my openers and they open up like a lot more sets, you don't have enough to close them. You don't even have enough to get instant date. Okay, AM, you don't. Any more questions before I go? Give it a thumbs up if you guys like the real truth, the brutal fucking honesty. I don't really give a fuck what people think. I really don't. I just tell it as it is. Fuck the haters. And people worshiping Todd Valentine. Todd Valentine has no fucking infields that go from beginning to the bedroom. And the people were like, I remember, no, you got brainwashed because you give white people value and authority that they have not earned. They only end in a fucking cab like most white people. Opening to cab does not count. I'm sorry, you're brainwashed. You really have your mind overwritten by RSD shit. You can't give people authority that they have not earned. And Todd Valentine, how many testimonials? 6. How many of them got laid? 0. Bootcamp reviews. I only know of 2 people that got laid with Todd Valentine's training. A tall white, 6'6", and a tall black. Go figure. But this is just to give him 2 testimonials that he did not display. But once again, tall whites, tall blacks. Same shit. Same shit. Even like high lay counts guy. He said, oh, look at my testimonials. All tall white guys. Oh, good for you. Those don't count. Online does not count. Night game is not as impressive. No day game testimonial. Go figure. None. Yeah. Only day game counts as skill. Anyways, if there's nothing else to talk about, this video has gone on too long. Go visit my blog, www.johnnyelite.com. I blog every single day. And don't forget, some of you dumb cunts don't even know how to press the blog button. Some of you couldn't even figure out how to press it and read it. Some of you don't know how to read. That's okay. Not everyone's smart. Not everyone's smart. See you in the blog or something. I don't know. If you like the way like I'm talking, I know it offends a lot of you fucking snowflakes. I don't give a fuck. But if you like the real, brutal, honest truth, then go read the fucking blog every day. What the fuck? Why not? You learn more than even here. There I can fucking uncensor my opinion. I can say some real shit. I don't care who I offend. And that's how my business is built. Because when you guys are not delusional, you look yourself in the mirror and you call yourself out on shit. It's like a starting line. Okay? So imagine this is a starting line. Okay? So here's the end of the race. And here's the beginning. When you listen to, too short in my opinion, huh? What's the easiest country in Europe? Germany. For same-day lays. I'm not saying for everything, but Germany is the easiest. By far. The women will go with you home easily. Which is fucking strange. They don't even care if they're kidnapped because they're all on fucking welfare. They're socialist. So basically, this is the starting line, right? When you're delusional and you're like, oh, looks don't matter, race don't matter. Your starting line goes back. It goes way back here. So when you're playing the same race, right? And you're going forward, you don't make it to the end point. And then you quit. And then you go to the next dating coach, which is another white guy who tells you more bullshit. In another coach. And then you finally go to Johnny Elite and you get laid because I'm brutally honest. I tell you how it is right here. You start here and you finish here. And every SMV has a longer fucking race. Every single ethnicity. You have to adapt your fucking game. It's a game of value. It's not a numbers game. This live stream of me. Man, I Asian like you, but girls love Arabs and browns. Why? I already told you, you dumb fuck. Or was it somebody else? They like brown guys. Why? I already explained. Just go rewatch the fucking video. Brown guys have a different SMV. Middle Eastern, brown, Arabs. Hey, Angel, put some infields, right? Go to my website, www.johnelite.com. The infields are kind of there. I've only posted like 6. Go watch them, you dumb fucking cunt. Right? If I post it here, any more infields, YouTube is going to strike my channel again. I already got 2 strikes. They already took down 2 fucking infields because there's sex videos in them. Whatever. I will comply by YouTube's policies. But go to my website in the front page. I'm not sure if it's like putting in a blog or not. Go down there and look at the infields. And you motherfuckers stop downloading my infields. Because I'm using WordPress. You motherfuckers are just like, oh, free infields to download. Fuck you. So yeah. Don't worry. You want to see infields? Go to my site. You want to see students getting laid? You want to see students banging other women? You want to see them like getting their dick sucked? Great. I just use the WordPress player. YouTube can't stop it. Go to my site. Angel. Any more questions? All right, here's the link for Angel. In case that your IQ is not high enough. In case you don't see it, just press 4112. That's how many testimonials I have in a different section. I can change it back to the front page. Let's see. Let me see which site is it on. Is it on the blog? Sometimes I put the blog on the front because some of you are too dumb to click on it. And other times, I put the landing page on the front. But check it out. That's the link. If it doesn't work, how about this? HTTPS at, I think that's correct, johnelite.com. There it is. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, then what the fuck? You get the point. It's johnelite.com. There, now it works. Great. Yay, it works. At least I hope so. There you go. There's your answer. There's your infields. Now go enjoy them and try to see that the sexual connection is way more efficient. Next question. Who's texting me now? Well, it's just somebody on the inner circle asking me a question. Okay, see who else is asking. Oh, another old student of mine, Zara for life. Yeah, for shizzle. He was a bootcamp student who got laid on my bootcamp. He's half Filipino, half white. So I think now you found a girlfriend. Good for him. I could show you, but I don't want to show his name. Okay, he just sent me something, right? See on YouTube. All right, this is enough of this. Enough of this. Hope you learned something. And for Indian men out there, find the right coaches. You don't have to go just because he's your fucking race that you go for the same motherfucking person who's the same race. No, you go for the coach that has the most Indian laid testimonials in Daygame. Hope that answers your question. And get out of this Asian race. I mean, this Indian race. That's it. Simple. But John, I don't understand. I always get these guys when I say dress more whitewash. What are you talking about, John? I am whitewash. Sure you are. Sure you are. You don't even know what whitewash means because you're so Indian wash. Anyways, all I say is Alvida Pir Melange. What that means in Hindi is, goodbye, let's talk later or something. Alvida Pir Melange. And Shurika, Shukriya. That means thank you. That's the end of the stream. Shukriya for being here. Shukriya or Shurika. No, Shikriya. Shikriya, yeah, Shikriya. Now I'll brush up on my Hindi. Anyways, later.